This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. The European auto industry got off to a rocky start this year as new car sales fell more than 3% in January. All the major automakers, except for Stellantis, saw a drop in sales, and some of them, like Renault, Toyota, and the Hyundai Group, saw double-digit drops. But there are a couple of bright spots for automakers who are selling PHEVs and BEVs. Sales of PHEVs hit nearly 100,000 units for the month, up a whopping 32%, while pure battery electrics were up 14% with 189,000 units sold. In fact, BEV market share hit 19.6%, up 3 full percentage points compared to a year ago. One reason why BEVs and PHEVs are gaining share is that gas and diesel cars are in a steep decline. Petrol or gasoline-powered cars were down almost 26%, while diesels fell 22%. In fact, only 68,000 diesel cars were sold last month, which is astonishing considering that only a decade ago, diesels accounted for nearly 50% of all new cars sold in Europe. And with the European car market so weak, new car dealers are practically begging the EU for help. They want it to immediately back off of emission standards for commercial vans. They want more emission credits for small, low-emission cars, not just electric ones. They want a cash for clunkers program to encourage consumers to buy new cars, and they want at least 70% local content for EVs to slow down the Chinese. We say the EU better move fast. Last month, BYD sales in Europe were up 175%, and SAIC sales were down a fraction, but it ended up gaining market share because the rest of the market was down more than 3%. Hyundai is warning that U.S. tariffs could escalate despite the Supreme Court striking down the Trump administration's universal tariffs. The automaker's president is urging South Korea to approve a trade deal the U.S. and Korea reached last year, which would lower the tariffs from 25% to 15%. President Trump has even threatened to raise import fees on South Korea if the agreement isn't approved soon. Hyundai says if the tariffs do go up, it will be less competitive. Last year, the new U.S. tariffs cost Hyundai and Kia a combined $5 billion. It seems like every day we're reporting on automakers scaling back EV plans, and today is no different. Mercedes is dropping plans to launch a smaller version of its G-Class that was supposed to be electric only and will now also offer it with a combustion engine. The baby G-Wagon EV was set to come out in 2027 and be based on the same platform as the electric GLC. While the model is still expected to launch next year, it will now be built on a modified version of the platform that the new CLA and GLB use. And both of those models come with hybrid and fully electric powertrains.
Performance that shines, even in the rain. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Potenza tires, improved grip in wet conditions.
BMW is dropping Level 3 automated driving in the 7 Series and will replace it with a newly developed Level 2 system. It's not too surprising of a move. The technology was only available in Germany, it only operated in certain conditions, and it was expensive, about $7,000. By comparison, the new Level 2 system costs $1,700. That new system will also be offered in the iX3 and then roll out to other models as well. Similar tech will be offered in the US, and a version developed with Momenta will be available in China. Besides BMW, Stellantis and Mercedes have also reversed course on Level 3 systems because of high costs and technical challenges. McKinsey says that autonomous vehicles are at a turning point, not just because the technology is getting better, but because the business case is starting to look really attractive. The cost per mile for a Robotaxi today is about $8. But McKinsey says it's headed to $1 to $1.50 a mile. And while teleoperators today can monitor 5 to 10 cars at a time, with AI, that's going to jump to 100 at a time. Even more, AI is writing code for autonomous vehicles, which is slashing the cost of AV development. McKinsey says AVs are not just about convenience. It points out that 95% of all traffic accidents are caused by human error. And even with today's level of autonomous technology, we could see a 60 to 80% reduction in traffic fatalities and injuries. Yesterday, we covered a survey from Escalating that showed a large portion of EV owners still charge at home. That's likely part of the motivation for Toyota and Lexus wanting to make EV home charger installation easier for its BEV and PHEV customers. They've partnered with a company called Treehouse that says it can cut weeks from the process. Instead of an in-home visit, a customer uploads a picture of their electrical panel and a video of where they want the charger to go. Then Treehouse says it will follow up with a quote for the entire installation in 48 hours or less. After that, it connects them with a local electrician that has experience with EV chargers and who also handles all the permits and inspections. Treehouse says a typical installation costs between $1,500 and $2,750, but that includes the charger. And Toyota and Lexus offer a dual voltage home charger for free with all 2026 and newer BEV and PHEV models. Or customers can upgrade to a more powerful hardwire level 2 charger that comes from ChargePoint. We've got more details on Chinese automaker Chery's push into the midsize pickup market. It launched a new brand called Rely that is supposed to come out with a whole lineup of trucks. It recently kicked off sales of its first model in China, an all-electric midsize pickup called the R08. But we also know it wants to launch EVs and hybrids in Europe and diesels for Australia, New Zealand, South America, and Africa. And at least some of those diesels will be paired with electric technology. Car News China reports a Chery-branded version of the Rely P3X truck will be sold in Australia at the end of this year with a diesel plug-in hybrid powertrain. The model is slightly bigger than the R08, about the size of a Jeep Gladiator or Rivian R1T, and while there aren't any details about the EV part of the system, the diesel is a 2.5-liter engine. Mid-size pickups are a very profitable segment globally for automakers like Toyota, Ford, Isuzu, Nissan, and Volkswagen. So it's no surprise why Chery is trying to fight its way in. That's a wrap for today's show. Thanks for making Autoline a part of your day.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. CSP, the composites solution partner. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. And thanks to the following YouTube and Patreon members.
Developing today's vehicles, issues can happen in an instant. What good is knowing your problems without the data to solve them? Meet Wireless Neovi Cloud, your secure off-the-shelf solution, empowering real-time collaboration for quick resolution. With Wireless Neovi Cloud, your team can prevent issues before they can escalate. Driver communication data and remote diagnostics to analyze and resolve your problems using OTA, allowing your executives oversight throughout the process. Wireless Neovi Cloud, your vehicle update solution in production and on the road. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
At CSP, we work with OEM engineers across the country on their journeys to lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly vehicles. Learn more at thecsp.com.